Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2003 Nissan Fairlady Z. Up front is a 3.5-liter V6, and down below is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this Fairlady Z for two reasons. First of all, I am a big fan of the 350Z that we got in the States. The Fairlady Z is basically the same car, but offered over here in Japan, and that's the second reason I say over here in Japan, because I am filming this video in Zama, Japan. This is my first ever video in Asia. This is my first ever video outside of North America. And so today I get to bring you a true JDM vehicle in Japan itself. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month. But let's get back to that 3.5-liter V6 under the hood. Well, it's the same VQ35DE that we got in the United States. There's nothing really changed here between the USDM and the JDM versions. It makes good power and it makes good torque. I've always loved the VQ. Sure, they have their oil issues here and there, but honestly, it's such a solid power plant for just a fun enthusiast car. This car was purchased for about $4,000 equivalent here in Japan, and it's a lot of car for that money, which we'll talk about with the final thoughts segment. Like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission. Now, of course, I would love a manual. However, driving here in Japan in the snow, this is my first time ever driving in Japan. I'm fine with it being automatic because it's one less thing to worry about. I'm kind of focusing on driving on the wrong side of the road and not hitting people and remembering what stop signs look like because they're triangles here. So I'm happy to not have the manual. Last but not least, of course, the Fairlady Z is rear-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the Fairlady Z? Well, it drives the same as our American market version. That torque down low from the VQ is really nice. It's such a solid feel, and I just adore it. It has more power than anything you'll ever really need, especially here in Japan. Driving in these tight, constricted roads, you don't really need much. And that's a very nice feeling. Visibility is fine, ride quality is fine. This is on coilover, so of course graded on a curve. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left is my fuel and coolant temperature, in the center is the tachometer, and off to the right is the speedometer. We do get volume and skip track on the steering wheel, and off to the right, we have a climate control vent on the door, and down below, we have power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we do get our 3 gauges. The Z cars are infamous for having this, going all the way back to the Datsun era. We have voltage, oil pressure, and a little digital readout. It's telling me it's icy. Thank you, Fairlady Z. I do have eyeballs, so I could tell that. Then we do have an aftermarket radio. Here in Japan, every single car gets an aftermarket radio, even brand new cars. First thing people do here in Japan is remove that radio. It's just kind of a cultural thing. And so this is a giant tablet style radio. It's not the original one, so don't get too excited. Down below that, we do have our climate controls. Where to send it off to the left, temperature in the center, fan speed off to the right. Of course, that temperature is in Celsius. Then we get the automatic shifter in the center. Kind of boring, but you can plus minus if you would like. I don't, but you can. Then you get a little coin holder, handbrake, our automatic transmission mode. So I do have it in snow mode here today, but you could also put it into power mode. And then we do have a giant cubby, meaning there are no factory cup holders here in the Fairlady Z, meaning by default, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. The seats are cloth. Now, this is a base Z. This has basically no options besides that automatic transmission, so it's not anything flashy. You don't get anything really cool or exciting in here, and the seats definitely reflect that. I'm a bigger guy. I fit in here, which can't be said about all JDM cars, so I do like that feature. However, again, nothing crazy. Now, thankfully, we don't have any back seats, so I don't have to cram myself back there, but we do have a trunk, and we'll take a quick look at that. Standard 350Z trunk. Nothing really crazy. The looks are great. Now, this does have different wheels and a different bumper and an aftermarket backup camera, I believe. 2003, they didn't really have backup cameras in most cars, or really any cars. So it is an aftermarket backup camera for that aftermarket radio. Overall, I've always really liked the lines of the Fairlady /350Z. I think it looks really good. And it just kind of has that timeless look. And I grew up around these cars. My name starts with Z, so I've always been partial to the Fairlady Z and 350Z and 370Z and things like that. Not a lot of things have Z in the name, so anytime they do, I usually gravitate towards them. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a Fairlady Z here in Zama, Japan? Well, my time here in Japan has been absolutely amazing, but it's also been very eye-opening, especially in respect to this car. Most cars that drive around here that you'll see in the background of this video or wherever have very small displacement engines. 1 liters, 1.2 liters, 1.3 turbos, maybe a 2 liter, maybe a 2.2 diesel here and there. Very rare do cars actually have bigger engines than a 2.5 liter. So now driving this car in its natural habitat, this is a lot of car. Now, back home in the States at this time, you could find a Suburban with an 8.1 liter. Your dad's pickup truck had an engine 2 or 3 times the size. It's not really that different, and we look at this as like, yeah, it's a fun little sports car. But here, in a country where everything is so efficient and everything is so useful, this really stands out. Everything here is small and compact so it can fit into a space, and everything here has back seats or 3 rows. You'll see tiny little clown cars that you would think could only hold 2 people, holding 6 people. But the Fairlady isn't that. It's actually a very, very impractical car in a very practical country. And so driving it here, it's now a lot more special. And I think that really boils down to the torque. Nothing in this country makes a lot of torque. Besides, obviously, yes, they do have the LC500, and they had vehicles here with bigger engines, but every other modern normal car makes almost no torque at all. So driving this 350Z that actually makes manageable torque, that's something you actually feel in your gut while you're driving, that's now a very special experience where it might not be in the US. You could drive your mom's Tahoe and feel all the torque in the world. In the States, it's like, oh, you could go buy a Mustang and you would have a similar experience. But that didn't really exist here in Japan. And so changing this car's environment changes how I feel about this. This is now a badass hot rod. This is now something so spectacular and so fun comparative to the traffic that surrounds it. That's something super cool. I've said it before, I'll say it again. A big part of a car's feel and worth is its environment. There's that saying that, oh, a water bottle at the store is $1, water bottle at the movies is $5, water bottle at the airport is $10. It's the same water bottle, same packaging, same plastic, but its context will change given its location. That's how I feel about this. Something that's somewhat of a mid-tier sporty vehicle back in the States is now something fantastic, something gripping, something really truly out of the ordinary, again, in context of what is around it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Judd for letting me film his Fairlady Z here in Japan. This is such a monumental moment for me, and I'm so thankful that he was able to make it happen. What a brilliant car. Judd is amazing, great to talk to, so thankful for helping me set this up, and I am just very, very appreciative. My trip here to Japan was made possible by JDM Imports. Go to collectiblejdm.com if you would like to bring home your own slice of Japan, whether it's one of their vehicles in their inventory or if you would like to source and find the perfect vehicle in Japan and bring it to the United States. You can do all of that through collectiblejdm.com. So thank you, JDM Imports, for making this trip to Japan possible. Click the link in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.